Hi, we're here at Creative Social Presents once again, and if you'd like to introduce yourself and tell us where you work, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm Ricardo Figueira. I work at JWT as Digital Executive Creative Director. I've been there for 1 year, I think so, almost 1 year. Previously, I was at Glue. Before moving to London, I was in Brazil, where I used to establish my whole career before moving to London.
Oh, fabulous. And how long have you been in London?
3 years now, I think, yeah.
So you're almost,
almost like
British.
I'm still a tropical animal in mutation. It takes a little bit. I'm suffering a bit about the weather, but most of the things are there.
I was about
even
to
the
ask.
football, it incentivates a bit.
Ah, the football, yeah, nice.
Yeah. Brazil is doing very bad, so it's good to be here.
Glad to have you. Thank you. So, what was your first creative role?
I started as designer, traditional designer, in 92. Yeah, it's 92. Until the moment that I faced internet for the first time in 96. And when this happened, I decided to move to this world, because on that age it was about to move. It was about one world or another. There wasn't a conception that it's about communication or even marketing, where the things were integrated like nowadays it happen. Nowadays, on that age, it used to be more like specific skills. And to be honest, I was seduced by the amazing internet, and you can put things online by you doing whatever you want, and everyone in the world can be able to see it. That's what makes me move to internet. And after that, I opened my own agency, my hotspot, my hot shop.
Yeah.
My hot shop.
Hot
how do you
shop.
say?
Good.
And as creative hot shop, it was sold to Agência Click, another creative agency, where I spent there about 10, 12 years. And then I moved to London and to Glue, and working with Seb, who is speaking here as well, and had lots of fun here with family and everything.
Brilliant.
It's a big experience.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you've worked as an employee, you've worked as an agency owner, and now you're back in an agency.
Yeah, it's good.
So, perhaps you've obviously done a lot of different jobs. A question about staying fresh and current. As a creative, how do you stay fresh and current?
I think nowadays people are questioning too much about analog, digital, integrated. What this fucking is about? Yeah. And I would say that always is about innovating, surprising people. The creative role of being creative, in my point of view, and it's more and more difficult to surprise people with old attitudes. Just need to have more new attitude to surprising people, and that's what interests me on this industry, is how do you make the things on day by day more surprising and more exciting. It's about having fun in the same way that you're being responsible for your job. It's quite fun, I would say.
Yeah. And as we mentioned, you've taken on various roles in your life, and you've clearly hired and promoted a lot of people. What should people in agencies do to progress their career?
I think more you are involved with the song that your band play. I would say the agency is a band, right? Yeah. Which is the target is to do good music. More you are looking at the music and not only at your instrument. I think it's better. I can say that in my point of view, I've been doing this a lot, and of course I like to play my guitar in my agency, but the way of progressing is not doing a solo all the time. I would say that the way of progressing is to do the better jam possible. And once you do it, and more affinity we have with the group, and more challenge you promote around the group, it's more interesting. And the work becomes more challenging. And you face the work with different eyes all the time. When you are raising the flag of surprising people, so it becomes really interesting. And I think people are rewarded anyway when they are looking for surprising all the time. That's what the consumers want. That's all.
Yeah, I can hear in that as well that if you're in a band, you're playing music, you've got to show passion. You've got to feel the passion.
Definitely. You can say, for example, there are lots of guitarists that are very virtuos, like have athletes of guitar. But what passion has an athlete of guitar when you have someone who is just doing the good, following the drum and the kitchen of the band as well? It's quite good as well. I think there's a good time to everyone do your best job, even if it sometimes is to support someone. But the good thing is to do a good music, and the music that's surprising everyone and makes everyone dance.
Yeah, love it. And tonight the theme is storytelling.
Yeah.
A lot of people say the traditional CV is dead.
Yeah.
You know, the CV is a kind of a story. How should people tell their story today if they want to get a job?
It's funny because nowadays people are empowered by tools that they can show to the world if they are creative or not. And once some people decide to be hidden behind the CVs, some people just take the balls and go ahead and use YouTube, Twitter, or whatever they have to show to the world some creative thing. It doesn't need to be complex. It doesn't need to be difficult or smart or anything like that. It just should be interesting. People used to say that the CVs are dead because it's not what you have done, but what you will be able to do. Nice. And what we are able to do is what you're doing. We are living in an age of making much more than what you have done. Even because what you have to face nowadays is how to challenge, how to break the barriers around what is done and what you have to do. So for people who usually used to do, it's easier, I would say. For people who needs to go beyond the CV, it's harder. Yeah. I think once you establish what you do in a creative way, using the tools that it's available for everyone, is better. You can have better job even outside of advertising, I would say. I would say that advertising is not the limit for creative people. In the old times, advertising would be the escape for the creative people. Nowadays, I think there's a bridge for the creative people as well. Because even in the advertising industry, we are learning so much with the creative people that it's not doing advertising only, to do new and surprising things. That's what I think so.
And that's what you look for?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Definitely. I think this kind of meeting here is quite interesting because we're going to have different points of view from very nice people. And storytelling, it's a controversial point because people used to work in the advertising industry in order to produce copy, image, and it's not associated what you have behind this. What you can have more interesting from copy or from however creative you are is what kind of story you can involve people. That's what this business is nowadays, much more on how do we involve people and make people interested in, instead of have brands saying what they stand for.
That's brilliant. Well, I really appreciate your time tonight.
Oh,
Looking forward
my
to hearing
pleasure.
you speak.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so
Sorry
much.
for my Scottish or British accent.
No, it's going to be perfect. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like it and share it with others. Source interview people from London's creative industry so you can learn from their experiences. To see more of our videos, subscribe to the channel now. And if there's someone you'd like to see interviewed, even yourself, then tweet us, put it in the comments, or get in touch via email. Thanks again.